Navy investigates 4 suicides among aircraft carrier personnel. It's been a rough year for sailors aboard an aircraft carrier, with 7 fatalities in the previous 12 months, 4 of which were suicides, according to a statement from the Navy. A week earlier this month, 3 sailors died by apparent suicide, prompting the probe. The USS George Washington is being refueled and overhauled at Newport News, Virginia. 7 members of the crew have died in the last year. U.S. Fleet Forces Command spokesperson Captain Sarah Mikail stated that 3 of the 4 recent fatalities, including this month, were either verified or seemed to be suicides. Suicide was not the cause of death for 2 fatalities in May and October of 2021, according to the autopsy results. Mikail said that the reason of death of a second sailor in July was still under investigation. An investigation into the deaths of 3 sailors aboard a Navy aircraft carrier was previously reported by CNN. On April 9 and 10, the bodies of 2 sailors were located in remote regions outside the base. Sadly, on April 15, a 3rd crew member went missing and later died in hospital. However, a full investigation is still underway to find out what caused those 3 fatalities, according to Mikail. Investigators have determined that a December death was a suicide, as previously reported. The death of Master at Arms Seaman recruit Xavier Hunter Mitchell Sandor was confirmed by the Navy. Mikail and Natasha Huffman, 2 sailors who were discovered dead in separate incidents on April 9 and 10, respectively, have been formally recognized by the Navy. Sadly, 3 more people perished in the shipwreck between the end of 2019 and the beginning of 2020. However, one of the fatalities in December 2020 seems to be a suicide as well, according to Mikail. A procedure known as Refueling and Complex Overhaul, RCOH, which takes place midway through a carrier's life, is taking place aboard the USS George Washington at Newport News, Virginia, where it has remained since 2017. The procedure was intended to take 2 years, but the epidemic and other difficulties have pushed it back many times. There has been 15 active duty Navy suicides as of April 1 this year. The 3 earlier this month increased the total to 18. Military suicides have been a top focus for Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin. The Suicide Prevention and Response Independent Review Committee was created by Austin earlier this month and will examine the Defense Department's efforts to prevent and respond to military personnel's suicides. Beginning in May, the committee will begin touring military locations and facilities, with the goal of concluding its work in the latter part of the summer. By the beginning of next year, the committee expects to have a draft report with first suggestions. According to the Defense Department, 580 military personnel will take their own lives in 2020. All branches of the military have seen an upsurge in suicides over the last 5 years.